Everyone, and welcome back to Slowpoke Racing and to a little bit of normality. If you've been following the channel on a regular basis, you'll know that we've been doing a lot of the SimStar and a starter car lap challenges, just as a bit of a break in between the Sunday seasons. But we are back with our Wednesday championship, our GT3 championship, and this is the League One guys. So they're all, they've got a choice of two GR3s or GT3s, whatever you want to call them, a choice of two cars to use, so they can use either one for the race. That's, it's about the size of the rules, really. Seems ages since we've done one of these, doesn't it? It is only a week, but it seems a lot longer. So race one, unfortunately we haven't got race two, but race one is just mediums. It is just a sprint race. No scheduled stops. However, if the guys feel the need to stop for fuel or tyres, then that is entirely up to them. But it's not scheduled. So I'll just put my wire back where it should be, because I'm getting all tangled up in it. I feel a bit all in 6s and 7s this morning. So anyway, the guys have been out there, done their 10 minutes of qualifying. So let's have a look down the grid, shall we, and see where they all sit. So Stormfly, no stranger to pole position, is out there once again, followed closely in second by Neil Farmack. Woodrew is third on the grid. Grasshopper is fourth. Bennett fifth. YT is sixth. Unforgiven seventh. Derg in eighth. Brian Moncani is ninth. Willard is 10th on the grid, followed by Viking in 11th. Scooby in 12th. And then Stealth in 13th. So a good turnout for this race, actually 13 guys out there on the grid. So you can see we've got 5 lights on, so let's get them all out. And we are off now. We are at Fuji Speedway for this one over in Japan. It's 4.5 miles, it's 16 turns. It's a fantastic course, this one is. Very technical. In the especially the last part of this track. Oh, who's that's gone off already? Woodrew taking a very wide line. Now then, let's just have a look. Was he pushed, or did he just not get that car slowed down? Well, there was a little bit of a tap there, wasn't there? I think it might have been from Bennett. I'm not sure, but well, we're not going to keep looking at that one. Woodrew is back on track and off and running. You see Bennett in that Peugeot RCZ, very underused car, that Peugeot. By all accounts, it's pretty good. Well, we'll see, won't we? If anybody can make it sing and dance, it'll be Bennett. Brian Moncani into. Ooh, Brian Moncani getting very twitchy as he comes out of turn 6 hairpin in that AMG. Very tail happy, that car. If you get the accelerator down just a little bit too quickly. So down the hill then towards Dunlop Corner and this very tight chicane section. Derg, or the Popo as we like to call him now for obvious reasons, in the police car. He's coming under attack from Woodrew as we go into this technical section, which is what I was referring to at the beginning of the race. It is all very left, right, and you go up through next turn 15. And then come around onto Panasonic at turn 16 before getting back onto the start-finish straight. And it looks like we've had a change of lead, and it's Neil Farmack has managed to get by Stormfly, so apologies we missed that, but Neil Farmack in the Ferrari got by Stormfly and is already trying to open up a bit of a gap. Now we come down this straight, and this is a massive straight. It's 0.92 of a mile. 1,475 metres this straight from the exit of turn 16 down to the entry of turn 1 at the first corner. And Neil Farmack in front of Stormfly. Stormfly in the McLaren, so it is Ferrari versus McLaren for 1 and 2. Grasshopper sitting in third in the NSX, with YT having a fantastic start to this race in the Lamborghini, sitting in fourth. Fantastic livery on that car as well. It's a good looking car, isn't it? He is coming under a bit of attack though from Unforgiven in the Mercedes, so should we jump on board with Unforgiven as we come around the hairpin turn at turn 6? Oh, and I thought Unforgiven was going to have a bit of a look. Quick look behind us, we see we've got Bennett chasing us down as well, but Unforgiven tucked right underneath that Lamborghini. He's getting a right good sniff of the rear end, isn't he? Into turn 10 at Dunlop Corner, and YT just holding on to that inside line. and keeping hold of it. Unforgiven doing absolutely everything he can to find a way past YT, but YT holding on to that P4 as we come around turn 13 into turn 14 and then up towards nets, and it is still Unforgiven sitting in 5th, trying to find a way past YT. Quick look in the mirror and you can see we've got Bennett and Brian Moncani coming as well, so if Unforgiven wants to get by, he needs to hurry up and do it. Trying to go up the inside then at turn 16. Oh, back into the slipstream is Unforgiven. Now then, he's going to be giving Brian Moncani and Bennett a tow as well, so is Unforgiven going to make the move on YT? I thought there was going to be a bit of bump draft in there, but no, he's left it right to the very last minute. And Unforgiven just gets his nose in front as we head down towards turn 1. He has got the inside line, but no, back onto his normal racing line, is he? No, he's holding on to that inside line. Just got to get on the brakes a little bit harder. YT trying to get the undercut, and it looks like he might have done it. YT switching back onto the inside, but no, Unforgiven holding on to it. Fantastic racing from these guys. We've got Bennett and Brian Moncani. They are having a proper little ding-dong, aren't they, for P6. Brian Moncani going side by side with Bennett. This is fantastic stuff for a Wednesday evening. You can just see there YT going through in 5th, and it's still Bennett and Moncani still around the hairpin at turn 6 side by side, and Bennett just about gets his nose in front and stays there. Brilliant stuff from these guys. Let's have a look where Wadru is. Wadru, all the while this battling is taking place, Wadru is able to creep up to the back of them. I think the cameraman has just been drove over there. I think, is he gone now? Fantastic shot, but I wouldn't want to lay there with my camera. So Wadru in P7, Brian Moncani down to P8 after all that battling that took place. So apology, when he ran over the cameraman, it must have put him off a little bit, and he's lost a place. The Popo in 9th, chasing these guys down. It is all still very very tight in certain pockets, isn't it? Stealth in 10th has got away from Willard and Scooby. So whether Willard and Scooby have had a bit of a moment, because there is quite a gap between Stealth and Willard. Scooby there sitting there in 12th, not that far behind Willard, but these guys at the back, obviously on a big gap. You can see if you look at the map at the top right, there is quite a gap opening up between, as I say, Stealth and Willard. So these guys got quite a lot of work to do to catch up. Oh, and then poor old Viking in the McLaren down in 13th. Had quite a lot of technical issues over the last couple of weeks, which has forced retirements from a few of the races, and it doesn't look like his luck has got any better this round either, but he's still going, so he's got some clean air in front of him. Hopefully he can start to put in some decent laps and try and reel the guys in that are up ahead. So back up to the top then, just see what's happening at the pointy end. And Neil Farmack, well, he's really opening up a gap now, isn't he? Back to Stormfly. Stormfly sitting in 2nd with Grasshopper in 3rd. These three starting to try and pull away from the rest of the pack. Unforgiven sitting in 4th after the battling he had earlier with YT, but YT is still there in 5th. Bennett still in 6th, and Brian Moncani in 7th, and these two are having a fantastic battle. Bennett and Brian Moncani trying to go around the outside at nets at turn 15. Couldn't quite get it done, but is he going to hold on to that inside line? Is he going to take the shorter line through turn 16? He is. Oh wow, come back YT, where you gone? I'm just going to go back and have a look at that, because YT went very, very wide. Was it YT? No, it was Bennett, wasn't it? Sorry, it was Bennett. I do apologise. Let's just go back and see why Bennett went so far back. He was in 6th. Got Brian Moncani coming up the inside. Oh, no, there was a little touch there, but well, it's racing after all. Bennett has got the inside line as we go around turns 15. And let's just see what happened here. Oh, now then, there was a... Yeah, I don't know, I think we'll leave that one to the stewards, I think, shall we? There may have been a slight touch. But, well, Brian Moncani did the right thing, and he's just slotted in behind Bennett. So, no harm done there. I don't think the stewards need to get involved in that one. But now we've got Bennett in P6 with Brian Moncani in P7 and the Popo Derg in 8th at the minute, trying to find a way past these two. Is he going to go up through the middle? No, brave man would have done that. As Brian Moncani now goes through into 6th, but Bennett, he still doesn't want to give it up, does he? We are going to have a look somewhere else, but these three are having a fantastic fight. Brian Moncani in P6, Bennett just behind him, followed by Derg in 8th. Then we've got Stealth down in 9th. He's making his way through the pack slowly, is Stealth, starting in 13th, now up to 9th. Wadrew, well, what has happened to Wadrew? Down in 10th in the Porsche. This is not like him to be this far down the grid, so he's obviously had an off at some point, and well, it's going to be a big ask now. It's a 25-minute race. We are just approaching the 8-minute mark, but even for Wadrew, this is a big ask to get himself back up there into, well, saying to get onto the podium is near impossible, I think, but to get himself up there, say, in the top 6. We shall see, though, if anybody can do it. Wadrew can. Then we've got Willard in 11th in the BMW. He's having his own little private war with Scooby in that shiny, what's he in today? It was a Supra, wasn't it? Oh, he's in the GTR, so it's still the same shiny livery, the Coca-Cola livery, but he's in the GTR this time. Thought it might be a better car around Fuji. Remember, the guys can, they've got a choice of two cars, and Scooby, I'm sure his other car is the Supra, so he's gone for the GTR this time around, and why not? Viking, he used the McLaren last time out, and as I mentioned earlier, had a few technical issues which don't seem to have improved his look much. So back up to the top then, and Neil Farmack looking very, very comfortable. Got the fastest lap at the minute, a 140.6. So looking very good in the Ferrari is Neil Farmack. Stormfly in the McLaren, let's have a look at his fastest lap. It's a 140.7, so only 1/10 off of Neil Farmack's fastest. But there is a gap between the two of them. And then we've got Grasshopper in 3rd. Now, if you've been watching the SimStar in a starter car lap challenge, you will know that Grasshopper is actually leading that board. He got a very low 135, I believe it was. So if you've not seen that, check it out. It's all on my YouTube page. It is the SimStar in a starter car challenge that we are running. So if you fancy having a go at that, just drop me a message and we'll see if we can get you on track. But at the minute, as I say, Grasshopper leading that board. Currently in this race, though, is sitting in P3 with quite a decent gap between himself and Stormfly. And then he's got, well, I was going to say about the same, but it's probably not. It's a little bit bigger gap back to Brian Moncani, but Brian Moncani now made his way up into 4th. So great couple of laps from Brian Moncani. He was down in 7th, 8th, I think. He was battling away with Bennett and YT. Now made his way up into 4th, so good racing from Brian Moncani. Unforgiven in 5th. So the two Mercs racing each other. Then we've got Bennett in the Peugeot. He's starting to put a bit of pressure on Unforgiven. In fact, let's jump on board with Bennett as we chase Unforgiven and Brian Moncani, who's only just a little bit up the road. As we come up to turn 6, the hairpin. Very tricky corner to get right, that one. You get on the power a bit too early and the back end will come round on you. You sort of have to let the car drift out to the right, and then you can get your power down the hill, past the Dunlop sign, hard onto the brakes to make turn 10 into this chicane section. Through turn 11, then through turn 12 into turn 13, a series of very tight bends, all very close together. Then we come around turn 14 and into the section known as nets at 14 and 15, and we're starting to go uphill again, and then into turn 16 at Panasonic, and then back onto this start finish straight, this very long 1475 meters straight. Quick look behind, we can see YT trying desperately to get into the slipstream. Bennett doing exactly that to Unforgiven, so he's getting a good tow down this straight. He's not going to get close enough, I don't think, before we get to turn 1 to actually put a challenge in. Has a bit of a look, maybe just to give himself a chance under the brakes. But Bennett there sitting in 6th. YT in 7th. Things calmed down a little bit. It all got a bit hectic, didn't it, a little bit earlier on, but they've all seemed to have calmed down and slotted in one behind the other now. We're just about halfway through this race. YT in 7th. Dirk in 8th. He's getting closer. He seems to be getting ever closer to YT just up ahead. I think he's in the Sprint model, is it? The BMW Sprint for Dirk. Wadrew down in 9th. Well, we're not quite sure what happened to Wadrew, but it's really not like him to be this far back. So not a great race for him, not what he wanted anyway. Everybody on the medium tyres, as I mentioned at the beginning. This is just a flat out sprint race on medium tyres for race 1. Then we've got Stealth in 10th. With Willard and Scooby still fighting it out. Them two are having a good battle, aren't they? Scooby in 12th and Viking in 13th. Now I just want to say, while there's a bit of a lull in the action, I just want to give a big shout out to our sponsors, and that's Eldridge Air Conditioning, and boy could we all do with a bit of that right now. And I'm sure if you want to get yourself some air conditioning signed up, then give the boys at EAC a ring. Tell them Slowpoke sent you, they might knock a little bit off, who knows. I could certainly do with it in here. I'm absolutely cooking in this little office of mine. I was going to put the fan on, but all you would have heard is the sound of the fan, really. So I don't mind suffering for you guys. As we watch Neil Farmack still looking very comfortable for the win. Although we are only just over halfway through this first race, Neil Farmack doesn't look like he's going to get caught, does he? Stormfly doing his best to catch up to him. Let's have a look. He's in steady 140s, and Stormfly's actually taking the fastest lap as well now, a 140.1. So Neil Farmack is not going to like that. He's going to try and get that fastest lap back, but Stormfly currently holding on to it, so he is trying to catch up to Neil. Grasshopper sitting in 3rd in the NSX. And again, looking comfortable for a podium finish is Grasshopper. With Brian Moncani in 4th, he's doing everything he can to catch up. In fact, it does look like he is gaining on Grasshopper. So let's just have a look at the tyres. Grasshopper's absolutely fantastic at looking after his tyres, and the mediums, well, they don't look touched, do they? They look almost 1 or 2 laps old. You wouldn't believe we're on lap 9 looking at Grasshopper's tyres. But we are on lap 9, well, just across the line to start lap 10. Brian Moncani sitting in 4th. His tyres are looking a little bit worse for wear, especially the front left, this being a clockwise track, so the outside tyres do take a bit more punishment. But Brian does look like he's pushing maybe just a bit harder than Grasshopper, and he definitely is catching him, so Grasshopper needs to be keeping an eye on the mirror. And you can see a purple sector there for Brian Moncani, so yeah, he really is not messing about. He fancies his chances of getting on that podium, doesn't he? We're going to have to keep an eye on that one. Unforgiven sitting in 5th. Not really under any pressure at all from Bennett yet. Maybe a gap just opening up and getting a little bit wider between those guys. Got Bennett sitting in 6th, YT in 7th, and Dirk in 8th still. These three need to squeeze up a little bit so we can see a bit more action. Dirk needs to get the blue lights going. Maybe the guys will move out of the way for him. Wadrew down in 9th. As we've already said, we're not quite sure what happened to Wadrew, but it's not like him to be all the way down here, is it? Although he has gone purple in this sector. Excuse me, quick swig of the old water there. So Wadrew's starting to push now. His fastest lap is a 140.6, so only 5/10 off the fastest lap at the minute. So Wadrew really starting to push now. Then we've got Stealth, still sitting in 10th in the GTR. although the two guys behind him, Willard and Scooby, are starting to catch up now. So Stealth needs to keep an eye on the mirror. In fact, I think Willard is eyeing Stealth up. Let's jump on board, shall we, with Willard, because he is eyeing Stealth up for a move. A quick look behind us, and Scooby's sitting there as well. So Stealth is now giving these guys a tow down this straight, and let's just see if that BMW can keep up with the GTR as they come down towards turn one. Is he going to get close enough? Stealth not really defending this this corner. I don't think he feels he needs to. Now that Willard, is he having a look up the inside? We're late on the brakes, but no, just backed out at the last minute. So Stealth managing to hold on to 10th, Willard in 11th and Scooby in 12th. But for how long can Stealth hold Willard off as we follow these guys around the 100R turn at turns 4 and 5? So Scooby now decided he's going to start making a move on Willard as well. You see Willard just moving over a little bit just to give Scooby a bit of room there. Holding on to that inside line as we come down towards Dunlop Corner. It is still Stealth in 10th. We're just going to stick with these guys for a couple of turns as Scooby really starts to put the pressure on Willard. Scooby senses he can make up 2 places here. He fancies his chances of getting up into P10. If he can keep this pressure on these the guys in front of him, as we go around turn 15, then up towards turn 16, if Scooby can get just a little bit closer, which is exactly what Willard's trying to do on Stealth. Stealth just holding on to P10 as he knows. Yes, he is. He got the inside line, so Stealth just holding on to P10, but now Willard is making his move. He's just going to slot right in behind Stealth. Stealth again not defending this line. I thought he'd have pulled to the right and got the inside line. Willard decides to pull out now, so let's have a look. It is going to be a drag race down towards turn 1. Scooby getting a bit of a tow as well. All this could get very messy. Who's going to be late on the brakes? Who's got the biggest bear on them? It is Scooby that comes out. Oh, Stealth goes very wide, but Scooby comes out on top. He gets into P10, but Willard is right alongside him in P11. Stealth just went a little bit wide there and has lost a bit of time. Fantastic racing from Scooby. He did get his 2 places. He knew exactly what he wanted to do, and he's moved up there from 12th down into up to 10th. Willard though sticking with him. He's not going to let him get away. Stealth, unfortunately, there is a gap, a couple of car lengths gap opening up. That slight mistake from Stealth has cost him those 2 places and put him down in 12th. Great racing though between these 3, and poor old Vikings still down in 13th, but still on track, which is the main thing. So no technical difficulties for him today. He may have had an off early doors, which has caused him to be all the way at the back, but at least he's still on track and still going, which is a great thing with all the difficulties that he has had over the last couple of weeks. So back up to the top, and Neil Farmack, I'm just looking in the background, so we just about seen Stormfly coming. Well, that's a big gap, isn't it? That is a big gap between Neil Farmack and Stormfly. So Neil Farmack pretty much got this race wrapped up with only 4.5 minutes to go. Stormfly still holding on to the fastest lap though, 140.146. And Neil, well, he is trying, isn't he? He is trying to get that fastest lap back. He is in the 40s. His last lap, lap 12, was a 40.5, so just 4/10 off. Well, not even that really. Just over 3/10 off. So Stormfly in second. Brian Moncarney up into third. Well, we've missed that, didn't we? And I do apologise for that. But Brian Moncarney has made his way up into third. Brian Moncarney actually having a storming race. He started in 9th, had a fantastic battle earlier on in mid-pack. Was sort of made a place up, dropped back a couple of places, then made a place back up again, but has now fought his way up onto the podium. So Brian Moncarney up into P3. I think it is too much to ask for him to actually get up into P2, but I'm sure he'll be happy with third on the podium, considering he started in 9th. Grasshopper in 4th. Well, I can only imagine he's had a bit of a mistake somewhere along the lines. which has caused him to drop back into fourth, and that's quite a gap between himself and Brian Moncani. So we're not, again, sorry we missed that one, but Grasshopper now down into fourth. Unforgiven in fifth. He's still got Bennett for company, sitting in sixth at the minute. Then we've got YT in seventh. You know what, I'm going to get another look at this this livery. I do like this livery of YT's car. There's a lot going on there, but it does look pretty cool, doesn't it? I do like that. So great there, great work there from YT in sitting in seventh. Then we've got Derg in eighth. He's coming under attack from Wadrew's now. Wadrew has had well, he's a pretty decent recovery race. We're not quite sure what happened to Wadrew, but he was, well, a long way down the pack, right at the back, and it looked like he was never going to see another car all race, but he's pushed on through as Wadrew, and he's now putting Derg under a bit of pressure. So for the last couple of minutes, so it'll be the rest of this lap and maybe one more, Wadrew is looking to get himself up into P8, which will be a good achievement actually, considering what happened at the beginning of the race, and he found himself all the way down at the back. So that's Wadrew in ninth, well, soon to be eighth. I'm not sure Dirk can hold him off for much longer. Scooby in 10th, Willard 11th, with Stealth in 12th and Viking down in 13th. Let's just go back, shall we, and see what's happening between Wadrew and Derg. We are going to have to leave these guys though to go back up to the race leader as we come into the last minute of this race. We're just going to follow Wadrew down the straight. Is he going to make the move on Derg? He is tucked right underneath the rear wing of that BMW. Now Wadrew pulls to the inside. It is still a flat out drag race down into turn one. Wadrew on the inside. Nothing between the two of them. Into the braking zone they go, trying to give each other a plenty of room, and I think Wadrew's going to get that one done. A fantastic move. Not much Dirk could do about that. Wadrew had the inside line. So Wadrew up into P8, Dirk into P9. So let's go back up to the top then and see what's happening as we are into the last 30 seconds. So this will be the last lap. I'm just looking at the top right. There is somebody about to cross the line. It's probably Viking, but he's going to get another lap anyway. As Neil Farmack comes around net at turn 15, which could possibly be for the last time. I think it probably will be, into turn 16 at Panasonic, and that's quite a sizable gap between himself and Stormfly. So fantastic racing from Neil Farmack, and there we go, time is up. So Neil Farmack is going to cross the line to take the win here at Fuji. Brilliant stuff from him. So congratulations to Neil Farmack. Stormfly, he's going to get a good second, and Brian Moncani, well, you can see how pleased he is with that. Comes across the line to take the third podium spot. Grasshopper in fourth, he'll be disappointed, I'm sure. Unforgiven in fifth, Bennett sixth, YT across the line in seventh. Good racing from YT. Wadrew eighth over in the end, ninth for Derg. Scooby will cross the line in 10th as he comes around turn 16. So some great battling throughout the pack today as Scooby crosses the line. Willard will take 11th. Stealth will bring it home for 12th. And Viking will take 13. We'll just see him coming around turn 16 now. But the main thing we can take away from this is that Viking has managed to make it through the race, so without any technical difficulties, which is really good to see. So plenty more to come from Viking. So that was race one. If I find race two, I will bring it to you. If not, then I look forward to seeing you all next week. Let me tell you where we're going to be next week. I think it is Road Atlanta next week. So we shall see. So in the meantime, take care, and I shall catch you all later.